are now in session. Happy New Year's, everybody. Before we begin, let Charles share about what we're going to talk about. I want to take a moment to thank our followers, our friends and family who are supporting us. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to our page, please like, subscribe, and share. We'd love to hear from you as well. So thank you so much, and happy holidays and happy New Year to everyone, okay? Charles, what do we got today?
Man, today is going to be a little bit touchy subject. It's going to be about marriage. And everything that comes along with it.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about, what makes a happy marriage, what's divorces like, what arranged marriage is. Cultural.
Man.
And arranged marriage, and then what's the other one?
Like divorces too?
Interracial marriage. Oh,
interracial marriage. Do Lao people actually get divorced? I'd love to share a little bit from my side of that too. Well, not saying I've been divorced, but
why don't you go ahead and get us started?
Okay, yeah. When I think about marriage, Charles, Toby, man, I think about well, I should say, growing up in the early '90s, I've seen a lot of forced marriages. I think that comes to mind when I think about Southeast Asian marriage, especially even my Hmong friends who I grew up with. Some of the women and the men were forced to be married. I don't know what that looks like. I know our audience could share a little bit more.
I know what that looks like.
You know what that looks like,
Yeah.
Toby? Like
That means
arranged marriage.
Yeah, all these people that got married back then, they got 7-month-old babies.
So you were forced.
That's what forced marriage is.
You were forced into it, huh?
So,
does that happen
forced
though?
into it. You got a baby coming, and you were forced to get married.
So that you know what? Now that you brought back some memory,
So that's the difference from arranged marriage. Huh? Arranged marriage is different from forced marriage.
So what's arranged marriage, Charles?
It's when, say, it's more of a business transaction.
Yeah, it's a business deal.
Yeah, because let's say you have a son, and this person has a daughter, and you guys want to join the family so that way you guys could share resources. Or continue their friendship and bonds. Wow. So they'll say, "Hey,
joining of two clans."
Yep, joining of two clans,
and you still got to pay.
Well, dowry,
dowry, yeah. But the forced marriage, going back to the forced marriage you were talking about, bro. There's back then in our days, right?
You know what?
Man, it's still going on now.
Memory. You remember it, yeah.
That's why old boy got married to that girl, and I remember him saying, "Dude, I slept at her house. Her parents caught us." So now I gotta marry her.
Yep.
Man, I was just trying to get some. I didn't know it was a part of this.
To us, we were just trying to stick
exactly.
It in.
And then the parents said to him too, "Now we gotta go talk to your family."
Yeah.
You know how nervous he's 16, 17 years old. He didn't know what the hell was going on. You know what I mean? So maybe bring back a story like that. Really happened to my friend, man.
It happened to a lot of people back then growing up, because I'm pretty sure this still happened in Laos, right? I mean, when you get caught, because our culture, we frown upon, sex before marriage, right? And so when you getting it in, you're going to get married. If she's pregnant, you're getting married, bro. You done.
Yep. I'm pretty sure it's still happening now.
Yeah.
Where somebody get a girl pregnant and then you got to go and get married.
Would you force your daughter, your kids, your son to get married if that happened?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because getting married is not going to fix anything besides saving my face. I don't give a shit about my face, dude.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it was.
And what it was, OGs, right?
Yeah, OG.
คนลาว the mom and dad ญาติเสียหน้า
Yeah.
ลูกบ่ได้มาถามพ่อแม่บ่ได้ถามสั่นเจ้ามานอนกับลูกข่อย You came and slept with my daughter. At least come ask for it.
Because now that's about the parents being selfish.
Selfish.
It has nothing about the happiness of the kid.
But it's saving face, right? They're scared to save face. It's man, my daughter, did this, or my son did that. I don't want to look bad in the community. You know what I mean?
Forget people's judgment, bro.
Hey, since you guys brought up dowry, this might be a funny question, man. If I was to like a girl and pay for her, do I get my refund back if she wasn't a virgin?
I don't know, man. No. That's a good question.
No,
hey, we get our refunds.
You know what I mean? I'm spending whatever money my parents and put together, and we over here, traditional clothes or sitting Indian style in the living room, Lao style, right? Or even Hmong Khmer, where they're asking for the daughter's permission to marry. But then after that night, you find out she wasn't a virgin. What the hell happens?
She got down.
She got down. Yeah. What happens?
So wait,
What's the difference
it's
in
a
that,
business
Charles?
transaction.
Yeah.
You should have negotiated up front.
It's a done deal. Just check on it, bro.
Hey, if you bought a lemon, I mean, I don't know if there's a lemon law.
No. They sacrificed
so
the goat
true.
already, bro.
That's so okay.
You
So
can't- they brought the pig, the cow, everything already. Man, done deal.
that's
But
a great way to answer that question.
Yeah.
I figured like how
lemon law.
Yeah, you can't return it back. Anything over 2017, if your car is messed up,
There's
bring
no
it back.
disclosure sign, dude.
Yeah, but at the end, when they're negotiating too, right? They're negotiating. Hey, can your son take care of my daughter too? You know, like what can your son do? You know,
Right.
but most of the time it's geared toward the women, right? Like, okay, you want to marry my daughter, right? This and that, but they don't really look into the qualification of the guys.
I feel like it's the parents that wanted more.
Yeah.
Right? Most of the time, right?
Yeah.
When you go ask, I mean, there's certain situations where, all right, I love this girl. We've been together. Go, mom and dad, go ask the parents, right? But majority of the time, I feel like the parents want to do that more.
So for me, like a lot of time with the dowry is where the parents wants to know that the guys could, be able to afford to take care of the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So like, saying, hey, I want to take care of your daughter, and here, this is what I could provide you, and showing you that, I have the resources to take care of your daughter.
But a lot of times, it's the parents and the family that pitch in to help the guy get married or get that bride. And this it's like a village or a community thing, right?
And once in a while, like there's a greedy, like like parents just being greedy. Oh, I could have my daughter marry this guy who's rich. He's gonna give me $100K for my daughter. So they see their daughter as,
But your
objects,
daughter's pregnant,
items.
so you stuck
Yeah.
with me, huh?
Yeah. And then see the ones that get the girl pregnant.
Right.
They don't have a choice sometimes.
No. You're at
Culturally.
the bride's parents' mercy.
See.
Yeah.
So you're stuck, bro. Like you can't really do much.
And you are getting forced by that parent of the pregnant person because you don't do this. I'm losing my face.
Yeah.
My daughter slept with you for free.
Yep.
Yep.
Business transaction again.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's still happening to this day, But I mean, like Charles said, would you, Charles answered, like, would you make your daughter,
Jeez.
marry that guy? I mean, I wouldn't make my son
wouldn't.
marry.
I wouldn't.
I whoop his ass. So what the
Yeah.
fuck you doing?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Strap it before you tap it.
Now-
Before you tap it.
I would make that. So if some kid got my daughter pregnant, I would make sure he's responsible for the
Are
kids.
we gonna whoop his ass first?
Oh,
man?
yeah,
make
we're
him
gonna whoop his
All right,
responsible.
yeah, we gonna whoop that. We gonna
Well,
call
I'm gonna check his
Uncle
ass.
Lucky,
Check it.
Uncle
Yeah.
Toby. We'll
Yeah.
go whoop that kid's ass.
Like this could be responsibility being taken care of.
Yeah.
Whether they stay together or not, that's my daughter's decision.
Right.
I'm not gonna force her to stay with somebody that.
What if he didn't care? Even whoop the ass and everything. He's like, man, I don't need to take care of that baby.
Well, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it at that point.
Yeah.
But as a father, I did my part where, like, that's the most I could do without going to jail.
Right.
So
that's true. What about today's age, man? Like, I see a lot of couples, let's be Lao, Hmong, Cambodian, dating outside the
like
race.
interracial.
Interracial
Yeah.
marriage or couple. Is that common? Is that okay? Is that what?
It should be okay.
Yeah.
Love has no bound,
No
no
boundaries,
race, no
no
color,
color.
no creed. So
Yeah.
I think it's okay. But back then it wasn't.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like,
Yeah.
to me personally, like, whether my daughter wants to date or marry whatever race, like, go ahead as long as you're happy.
Yeah.
But back then, there's a stigma too. Like, if you marry somebody outside your race, like, dude, like, especially if they're black, like, it's just a stigma about it.
Yeah,
like,
stigma.
Man, you don't even have to be
They
black.
say
You can-
white's okay.
Yeah, white's
but black
okay.
wasn't, right?
Man,
What the hell? What's the
can't even-
difference?
You can't even marry a dark Asian guy.
Yeah.
And it'd be a stigma.
Yeah, I remember all the light-skinned Lao girls, man, were like,
Yeah.
nah, they stay away from the dark brothers like me.
Yeah.
And
That's because you too confident, bro. That's what it was. You're too loud.
Too loud.
They're scared of you, bro.
and you know what's crazy, man? When I was growing up, man, I had other race like me. I wasn't the cutest
Yeah.
guy. I wasn't the cutest guy. I was an athlete and all that, but I wasn't the cutest guy. But I remember even when I came back from the service, man, like black women, Latin women, I was
Any
drawn
Eskimos
to.
in there?
Yeah, Eskimos in there too.
Oh, shit.
And I've never been.
all over the world.
Is Eskimo a race?
Eskimo is a race.
Is it?
Eskimo is a race. They
I didn't
actually
know that.
they want you to call them Eskimos.
Really?
Yeah, you don't call them anything
They're
different.
Indians
North.
though, right? Like
No,
they're
I don't know.
They're Arctic people, Icelandic people. They're all that the northern region cold area, but they're called Eskimo. They're called Eskimo. There is people like that, but I've dated a variety of different women, and most of the women, that's crazy, is I dated outside my race majority of my life. Yeah.
You know, it brings up a good question, right? Because a lot of girls and guys that I talk to, they say, "Man, I would never date within my race." And you know why? Because they feel like it's my brother and my sister.
My brother and my sister.
They look like my brother and my sister, you know? And that's why I can't date within my race.
You're talking about when they look at him in the eyes having sex.
Yeah. That's what a lot of them feels, right? So a lot of them would be like, you know what? I got to go outside the race, you know?
Yeah. See, to me, I didn't have a problem with dating my own kind. The only problem is they didn't like me. They never thought I was cute, you know? So, and I was okay
and
with
you're
that.
over 6 feet, huh?
Yeah, and I'm a little taller, you know?
Yeah, a little taller.
But black women and Hispanic women, man, dude, I love them, you know? And they loved me, man, and it was a great connection. I was part one of the, I don't know, when in our group of friends, I was probably one of the only Lao guy that dated outside his race, because everybody, all my friends, they dated either Lao or Cambodian girls or even Hmong girls, you know.
Now we know why, because none of the Lao girls like him. That's why he had to go outside.
I had to go outside my race. Hey,
he was too tall for them back then.
he was too tall for us.
Hey, if we in America, I wanted to taste the rainbow. That's how I saw it. I was like, man, I'm gonna go try everybody, you know.
Right.
And they showed me love, and it was great. It was great. It was great. A compliment for me.
So why do you guys think that dating outside a race was frowned upon?
Well, I think
it came from the OGs.
the OGs.
Yeah, but why?
You know what I mean?
I asked a Hmong friend. I asked him too. I said, hey, in the Hmong culture, how come you guys look upon people that date outside race? Why is it so different? And he told me, if they had a fight or breakup, the clan wouldn't know how to communicate with that person because he's not in the Hmong culture.
Oh, they would preserve the culture.
Preserve the culture. Whereas if they're fighting with a Hmong and Hmong couple, they at least go talk to the parents, the clan would, to fix the issue, kind of like a therapy session.
Right.
But if you get someone outside your race and try to sit in therapy and chill, they may not understand the culture. Yeah. So they wanted to keep that. And that's why I think majority of our Hmong population, they date within their culture for various reasons, for support, you know. Because the clan told that guy one time, like, no, he's Mexican. Like, I can't do anything help you. We told you already. If you're going to date outside your race.
So that person, whoever marry outside of it, get outcast?
They kind of get outcast a little bit. Yeah, no because they don't get the opportunity to have that structure clan support. Yeah. The clan would be like, well, you marry him. He's not part of our culture, so he may not understand this. Yeah. So we can't negotiate or talk to him and do all that.
But it's crazy because I see it, like when you get married to a different culture, the other culture gets more of a leeway, right? They get more of a cushion versus when someone inside a culture, they don't get that cushion. They be like, you should know our culture already, you know?
What are you talking about?
Like if you do something wrong, right? In our culture, you get backlash, right?
Yeah,
if you marry somebody within the culture. But the person that marry into the culture, they get a little bit more cushion. So if, like they don't know the culture. He's new. Yeah. He's new. We're gonna give him a little, slap on the wrist, and then that's it, you know. And then, but you know, it's all of it all across, you know.
So they're being treated like a kid, where they don't know better.
Right. I think everybody's expecting them to learn as he grows, you know, like teaching them as we grow, because he's gonna make mistakes because he has another culture to worry about, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But yeah, interracial couples, man, interracial couple. You know, I think it's okay. We're American. Like me, I consider myself American now. You know, if I go back to Laos or Thailand, dude, they gonna look at you like, dude, you don't belong here. You know,
what about divorce? Is that common now? Because I see it more often in the Lao culture, even with the OGs.
Yep.
Yeah, because for the longest time, like, divorce is not a thing.
Not a thing.
Yeah, you're not like
you couldn't get divorced.
Yeah, you couldn't get divorced.
Yeah,
you fought and you fought to the end.
Yep, and you stick.
You know, you stick. Yeah. Or you didn't. If you were trying to leave, something bad would happen.
What do you mean?
Like physically. I've seen people, hurt each other. Like go to jail because you can't leave this marriage. Like a lot. You hear a few stories
locked
about
down for life.
Yeah, I hear even murders. I heard a few stories. Yeah.
About, for them trying to leave the marriage?
Well, trying to leave and then got caught dating another person while in the marriage, like cheating, and end up killing that person because you're not supposed to do that, you know? And that goes back to where it's a dominating indirect way of saying, hey, you can't leave me until death do us part.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, and OGs, and they're crazy like that, man. I'll even share, man, my family. My mom and dad been divorced for 12 years. You know how hard it is.
12 years already?
They're arguing back and forth, talking about you leave, I leave, you leave, I leave. You know, it's to the point where, man, somebody leave because you guys are not happy. But in the Lao culture, they tell you that because whoever leaves that family,
Yeah.
you weren't man enough to hold your family. You know what I mean? And I think that was a lot. The stigma was out there. Like in the old days, if you left the house, that means you're the one who created the problem. That's why you left. So I'm not leaving. I'm not wanting everybody in the community to say that
I'm the bad guy.
Hey, Toby left the family. You know, he's not strong enough to take care of the family.
He abandoned his family.
Exactly, and the girls too.
Right now, I'm like, fuck it. I gotta go.
Yeah, the Lao American right way would be like, man, I'm not dealing with this relationship.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
leaving,
not dealing with
you
it
know?
no more.
I think my parents, I don't know if they're one of the first, but I remember that time in 2010, man, it started a train wreck because I saw other family, even my best friend, Bo, his parents got divorced right after mine, and it all kind of just happened. And when I was asking even him, like, dude, what's going on, you know? And he says, it wasn't normal back in the 90s, back then. Now, it's okay. Like, if your relationship's not working, it's okay. Nobody's going to, who gives a damn what the Lao community says about you, as long as you're happy, you know? And that's what I asked my mom, like, as long as you're happy, Mom, that's all that matters. But it ain't fair if you guys are fighting, you know what I mean? And when we talk about...
You're going to fight for the rest of your life?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
We talk about Americanized and learning how to do it. I think that was the way of doing that.
Do you guys think it's still like that in Asia? Like, do they still...
Oh, hell yeah.
In Thailand?
Oh, hell yeah.
If the men and the women were to fight, like, outside of the house and all that stuff, they fucking let them fight each other, beat each other up. Yeah. And nobody could get involved because it's against the law there to get involved in marriage and stuff. Wow. Yeah, you could go to jail for getting involved in between a husband and a wife.
What happened if you're related?
You still can't get involved. It's between husband and wife. They call itการเมือง, like you know, it's domestic
politics, family politics.
Damn. So that's between them, and you can't get involved, and you get in trouble. You get involved, you know.
So like if my daughter is getting beat up by her husband, as a dad, I could get locked up to stop.
You can't. That's between them
bullshit.
Anymore.
Well, I think
over here we will whoop some ass.
Oh yeah.
Over there we can't. You know.
But I think the officials will probably intervene too if she seen him get beat up. She ain't just gonna get beat up, and police is just gonna watch them. I think they intervene to extent. You know, you can argue, you can fight, but you gotta make up. You gotta fix your problem.
They're gonna have a Muay Thai match over there to settle.
So would they stick it out and be in a toxic relationship, or would they just get divorced?
Over there?
Over there.
I don't know, man. I think they would stick it out because, you know, เขาอยากเสียหน้า you know what I mean? So I think that's pretty big, you know. Like,
so saving faces is more important than your happiness.
I think in the Lao culture, that's really important, man. And I grew up hearing that a lot, you know.
Yeah. But you see how toxic that is?
That
you know
is.
What I mean? Like, damn, bro. Like, you got to stay with each other even though you hate each other because you fucked up by sticking it in when you were 16. Right. Now you condemn for life. You know what I mean? That's really toxic. You know?
And what's even more fucked up is some is arranged marriage.
Oh yeah.
Arranged marriage is even worse because then like you don't even know the dude and you're getting married, or you don't know the girl.
Well,
you know.
I'll speak that my parents were arranged.
Really?
My parents were arranged marriage. They did not know each other.
Wow.
My dad, he just finished the war, probably in his late 30s. My mom was barely like 16 at the time.
He was in his late 30s?
Bro, yeah. My dad and my mom almost 13, 14 years of difference.
Wow.
So my dad shared a story like he remembers tapping my mom's head as a teenage kid. And, you know, and because they live in the same area.
Oh, the same village.
And him going to the war or being 18, she was a little girl at the time, you know?
Yeah.
So before he went to the war, he remembers her. When he came back, my mom was a little bit older.
Yeah.
My mom was probably 16, 17 when my dad.
Like, oh, man, what's up, girl? Huh?
You grew up.
Yeah, you grew up. Exactly.
Where'd these come from? Huh?
His mom and dad went to go talk to my mom's sister, who my mom was living with at the time, my aunt.
Yeah.
My aunt's a little bit older than my dad, or maybe about the same age. And the conversation started was, you know, Tomahawk was getting out of the service in the year. I want to hook up with my son.
Yeah.
Never seen other than that time. I asked my mom too, like, you recognize the ugly guy? He goes, honestly, I seen him once. Never thought he was cute at all. You know what I mean? Yeah, my mom was sharing the story, and
She only date 9s and 10s.
exactly. But to find out that she ended up her oldest, because both of my mom's parents, they passed away during the war. They ended up hooking up, and they finally saw each other at that time.
Wow.
Yeah, and my mom, again, she was getting to her teenage years. She didn't have her parents, and she thought that my dad was a great protector, take care of the family, and she felt at peace. Yeah, and she got into the marriage arranged. There you go. That's crazy.
Yeah,
and think about it.
My dad,
story. Yeah,
my dad was about to get in arranged marriage too, like back then, right?
Yeah,
because he told me, man, I was going to marry this girl I don't even know, right?
Yeah.
So he crossed over to Thailand. He said, fuck this shit. I'm going to go to America. Because my grandpa was going to make him marry some girl, and he doesn't even know. It's like, fuck this shit. He said, fuck this shit. I got on the next boat. I got my uncle to sponsor him to come over. He said, fuck it. I'm taking that chance. I ain't getting locked down.
Yeah.
So he came all the way over here, and he left. And then my grandparents were over in Thailand. They're like, what the fuck? He said, nope, I'm coming over here,
Dude, okay, arranged marriage. Let me just ask you guys a hypothetical question. So let's say you have a daughter, and she loves this guy that he's just toxic. He's a gangster. He ain't gonna do nothing with his life. But you have the ability to do an arranged marriage because she will respect your wishes with a perfect guy that will take care of your daughter. Would you allow her to go make her own decision, or would you have her be in an arranged marriage?
For me, it would be for her to make her own decision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I believe is like everybody has free will.
Yeah.
And if you decide to go with a guy that's toxic, that's your sin,
choice.
that's your karma.
That's your choice.
Right? You are paying for that thing from your past life. Whatever you decide to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I could step in and then control fate, but I can't, because then now you're not going to be happy where you're at. Maybe you could learn to love that guy, and the guy could learn to love you, right? But at the end of the day, I'm choosing your path for you, and I don't believe that. I believe in free will. So
I'm with.
that's my answer.
I'm with Toby on that one to an extent. But what about the arranged marriage? Is actually not a bad deal.
Yeah.
Right.
So it depends how much you get out of it.
Well, let's just say this guy
of course
is going to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And, he's a good guy.
See, of course, I don't want to force.
Yeah.
I've never been.
But I want my daughter to be happy too.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? If she goes in there and she's not happy, and I see her all the time, she's sad all the time, I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
I took that away from my daughter,
See, I don't want to force. I've never been a person to force, even in relationships. But I agree with Toby in an extent. However, if I put myself back here and there's a handsome doctor, right? Yeah. And my daughter is like, she can't find herself yet. I'm not gonna actually force her, but I'm gonna introduce her and let her make that decision on her own.
You want to coax it in?
Yeah,
a way.
coax it in. Now, if I could tell her a few little, kinks and words.
I'm talking about you've already introduced her.
Okay.
And she said, you know what? I'm okay with this. If you really want me to
Man,
do this.
the condition keeps changing with
No,
time.
it didn't change. It didn't change. I said,
no, you didn't even know each other.
Answered the way he answered.
well, it was an arranged marriage. Of course, she's gonna. Otherwise, she wouldn't be okay with it. But then she, she really just wants to be with this
But
other
now
guy.
you're changing the scenario, saying,
I don't give a shit if I change it. I'm gonna change it, right?
See what I mean? Like, you keep changing it. He can't make up his mind.
If my daughter has never seen the guy before, then I'm going with Toby's answer.
Yeah.
Now, if you introduce my daughter one time and he's a doctor, I'm gonna slowly keep pushing the little pressure on her. Hey man, this guy's very smart, handsome looking. I don't know about his attitude, but
he's boring, Dad.
oh yeah. See.
You know
That's
what I
why
mean?
it's always good to let them decide their faith. And look, not saying the doctor is the greatest. I've seen people that do plumbing and work the oddest jobs, and they are really good men. They take care of their family, got good work ethics. You know what I mean? They may not make a lot of money, but they're really good and they're rich
they're
in different
boring.
ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's what I hear all the time. You know what? He's a great guy.
but
He's
he's
a
boring.
good catch.
yeah.
But I don't feel attracted to him because he's boring.
Yeah.
And you hear that all the time,
He
right?
got a lot of money, but damn, he's only
But here
30
comes
seconds.
that bad boy, right? Here comes that bad boy. Hey, what's up, baby? You want to go to a roller coaster, right? Yeah, let's go. Hop on my motorcycle. Yeah, I'm going to go, right? But, they need that, right? But at the end of the day, they do want to marry that guy, but they need some excitement.
Excitement. No, totally. damn, marriage is freaking hard.
It is hard.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
is.
difficult, man.
It's very challenging. Like I think about it all the time, man. Like, how do some people do it? The 50. I've been married for 50 years.
Oh, bro.
I'm looking at
50
them
years
like,
or 50th time?
yeah. I'm like, how many times y'all broke up? You know what I mean? Like 50 years.
years.
Come on, man.
Oh,
50,
50
60 years of marriage. I ask every freaking couple that tells me that 30 years. What's the secret? You know what I mean? It's just make her laugh. Just make her laugh. Oh, really? It's not in bed? No, it's not in bed. It's what you do to make her laugh so she feels good, you know? That you love her so much that you guys can be together. I'm like, okay.
Hey, the secret is a yearly trip to Thailand.
You know, I believe that,
Let's keep that secret.
I believe that your love is not forever.
Yeah.
Right? I believe that, you know, you're only meant to be in each other's lives for however you agreed upon, you know, because if you are together for so long and you're only meant to be in each other's lives for like 20 years and you're trying to prolong that, it's only going to cause more trouble, more heartache, right? Because you're only given that 20 years and that's it. You know, you're trying to attach yourself, and then at the end of the day, that's all you're allotted.
Yeah.
You know, that mean that person has to go on, continue their journey. You have to continue your journey. You learn everything from each other already. You know?
If there's no love there, it's okay to leave each other, to leave a divorce, right?
Of course. You know?
A lot of even a lot of young teens too. I hear that they're going through suicide, depression. They want to leave the world, but like I always figure that. I mean, I talk with Lupe all the time. If there's no love, I want you to be happy.
Yep.
I love you so much that I want to let you go to find your happiness. That will make me happy to see that, right? And I think,
but to me, like that's if you're in a marriage for love. But there's a lot of marriages just for financial reasons.
ooh,
So there's some people that just
So you would get with a girl with that for financial reasons? Because I think that's more of a girl thing, you know?
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't be in a relationship.
So
for
we don't
financial
care
reasons.
what the girl makes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The girls would be, well, I wouldn't say just girls, but there's couples that are together for financial reasons. Or
honestly, Toby, there are some guys that go for money.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Girls?
yeah, sugar babies. Guys are sugar
I'm
babies
shocked.
now
I
too.
come from a different generation.
Yeah,
where I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you a man,
Hardworking,
right?
yep.
You need to take care of that
Totally.
shit, you know? But
Totally.
it might not be money for the guy. It might just be like, you know what? I need somebody to take care of me. I'm at work most of the time.
Yep.
I just want to come home and there's somebody to have food on the table for me, clean up after me, and just take care of me. Like, you know, there's no love. It's just a business transaction to me.
Right.
And for the girls, like, hey, I just need somebody to provide for me.
I don't think
protect
that's
me.
a business transaction. I think it's more like, you know, we both, all of us here said that, hey, in our last couple of podcasts today, we would like traditional women, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, as a traditional woman or traditional man, there's roles and stuff. There's responsibility that you have to each other.
Yeah.
Right? You have these things that you must do for one another, you know?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, like marriage is very hard, you know, and if we, you know, work together as a team, then can it last longer? Yeah. But can we lose that love?
Yes.
But can that love change, right?
Yeah.
It can change, right?
Yeah.
Like you were saying, right?
No.
I still love you, but I don't love you that way anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
in
still
love with you no more.
Yeah.
I still love you, but we're not meant to be together.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy that the 5 love language. We talk about marriage.
Right.
You know, I read the book. People talk about in that book that these 5 love languages are important for compatibility and to understand your partner's love language in order to meet their needs. Like,
Right.
I learned that as an older age too now that, damn, that actually is important.
Yep.
Because if you don't understand your partner's love language, that's a lot of friction, a lot of fighting, man. And even
That's great makeup sex.
great makeup sex. Makeup sex. Oh no, that's the other song. Never mind.
But love language.
But then
You
also,
say love language.
Love
Were you saying
language.
love
Yeah. And even me understanding my love language was important because I wanted to make sure the person I dated next knew that. And if they're not willing to give me that, I would actually cut them off. Even on my dates, I would ask them that.
Yep.
What's your love language, right? And then my love, I tell them mine. And if if those 4 girls did not connect the 2 that I had most, they were gone. I didn't see, them
So
again.
you date
why
4
waste your
girls at a
time?
time?
No, I went on dates with 4 girls.
Yeah.
You can even ask Lupe. She was part of that 4. I told her. Every girl that I asked, if they didn't have physical and service, acts of service, I was done. They had to get that right. And what do you know? Miss Old Lady got the 2 right. I was like, man, the other ones, they look great, look pretty, but they weren't able to give me acts of service or physical.
Yeah. So then why waste your time?
Why waste your time? Exactly.
Right.
So it's okay to do that, but I needed to know that. And that's why marriage, knowing your partner's
So dating is like
love
an
language-
interview.
It is an interview.
It is,
It's
yeah.
totally an interview. Just
There's a trial period.
just with more food and alcohol.
It's probationary
Probationary period. Yeah.
Probationary period, 90
90 days, huh?
Yeah, 90 days.
90 days.
90 days, you get
That's
fired.
funny,
Huh?
dude.
But like with Steve Harvey, he's trying to make everything streamlined. With like, what's your goal in 5 years? Where do you see yourself?
Oh, dang. That's
I don't
that's
see
enough.
myself with you in 5 years.
But like going back to the divorce, like you were saying,
man.
I think that people do fall out of love with each
do.
other, and then that's when you get 10, 15 years into it, right? And you're like, damn, man, like, where's that spark go, right? Where did it go? And when it comes to arranged marriage, fuck, you don't
got
know
a
each other.
choice.
You got to learn to love each other.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you don't know the guy that you're marrying is like
Right.
like a beast or like, he's an animal or he's abusive. You don't know that, you
Yeah.
know? And so it makes it
Hard.
kind of hard.
So
you
do
know?
you guys think that arranged marriage couple stays together longer versus somebody that thought they were in love?
I think it
and
depends.
got
I
on
think
their
they
own?
do.
I think
They
it
do?
depends.
I think they do.
Wait, the arranged marriage stay longer?
I think the arranged marriage works a lot longer because they have to learn how to love each other, right? And then they stay because there's that stigma of the culture
Yeah.
that forced them to stay, right? And then like, fuck, man, like I have to stay. I was married. I don't want to break this. And I think they stay a lot longer. I mean, look at our culture
Yeah.
by itself, like arranged marriage back then, there was no divorce.
I think my parents hit 30,
You know?
25, 30 years, I think, in between that, and they stayed there for that long. I think every couple's different, but
But the influence, right,
influence,
of the culture
yeah.
is big.
I think about, man, when I think about the Lao culture moving to the States here, United States, even them adjusting to the environment, the culture, seeing different women, and that can spark a change outside of the relationship, you know what I mean? And even for me growing up, I think about those things like, oh man, like, nah, I'm not definitely doing no arranged marriage. I don't care what it is. Because I remember when we were kids, my brother Sai was a really cute, handsome guy. And all the moms would say, hey, come here, have your son come marry my daughter. Me and Sai look at each other. We like, hell no, we ain't do no arranged marriage. I don't even know your daughter. You know what I mean? And those were conversations. I know all the OGs was.
But I think they were like our generation. They were pushing it,
Pushing
right?
it.
But we were like, nope,
Nope, we
A
were
lot of
not.
us, right? Like, nah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
a lot of our parents were like, yeah, they kind of held tradition, but they're like, okay, we would break it a little bit, and I think over time it just like no, it went away.
And even the girls too. They would try to auction their girls out. Like, yeah, I have 3 daughters. Which one of your son want to marry my daughter? You know, and they were not shy about it. So
Oh, I mean, I had OGs told me like, hey, don't even worry about the dowry. Just marry my daughter.
Get at a discount.
Charlie, they would have been part of this podcast too by now.
I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah.
Man.
But that stuff happens, man. That's
But-
crazy.
Okay, what about this though? Like, old folks, like say they got divorced or their partner passed away, and then they want to go to Laos, Thailand, Vietnam to go get somebody younger.
Younger?
Yeah, and then those people over there like, hey, you got a chance to come to America. So that's somewhat of an arranged marriage on their end.
I've seen it where they actually go to Laos, bring that young girl back, and the young girl leaves them. I've
Yeah.
seen that before many times.
Yeah, I've seen that
And
before,
those
too.
arranged marriage too, or they talk on the phone, whatever, and then that's it. They get married, but the girls leave them when
Man,
they bring
these
them over
girls,
here.
they got game. I
They
don't
do
care
got
what
game.
Anybody say,
Oh, man.
if you are sending a girl in Laos $200 and you have never met before,
Oh man,
she got you.
Yeah.
I don't care what
that's
anybody
worse
say,
than the
she got you.
Nigerian scammers, man.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
they get scammed and
And these guys fall for it.
they fall for it because they miss that love and affection, man.
But they're not as confident as you, though.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I don't blame them for doing it because they're trying to look for love and
Yeah.
maybe, they've been single for a long time or they just want that. anybody that want the young life back. You know what I mean?
I thought you were gonna call your was it taquitos or your
My taquito.
But that's what I'm saying, right?
yeah,
The guys in our community now, man, we got to step up.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting left behind, man. And we got to
Totally.
step up. We got to go out there and hunt, man.
Yeah.
We got to do these things. You know?
Yeah.
So if you're like 67 years old and you gotta go out on a hunt, where will you gotta start looking at? If you're not,
Well, if you're 67 years old and you ain't
And you
there
low?
where you're still hunting, and
let's
not
just say,
set.
let's just say your partner passed away, or you guys recently got divorced.
Ooh, 67. Come on, give me 65 at least.
Let's go 65.
Oh, 65. Man, where am I hunting at?
Yeah, where are you hunting at?
I ain't going to the clubs. But
because you know-
We're talking about that hunting.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
Well, because like, you know, I mean, there's gonna be some OGs out there that like, you know, either recently got divorced or just lost somebody,
man, honestly,
and they've been out of the game for 30 years.
see, by 65, times will change. So
Yeah.
I don't know what my affection or what I would enjoy doing more. I don't know if my taquito will work at the time, right? Maybe there's pills or materials or things that I could put in my body, and the new young generation found a cure to
Well, let's forget about the
age.
ED. Let's just say where
Yeah.
you're gonna go look for love now.
What's
If you-
ED?
Huh? Erectile
ED?
dysfunction.
Okay.
See, I didn't even know
I
that.
saw commercials
I
on
didn't
that.
even know that.
Cialis?
You remember the script too, huh?
Yeah.
Call us anytime.
I'm like, damn, this was
For
sexy
this
ass commercial.
girl, man, if I want to live my young fantasy and everything, I probably go to Colombia.
Colombia. There you go.
Colombia.
Break it off, bro.
Venezuela, Colombia.
You
Oh, yeah.
65.
Yeah, I don't give a damn. I'm going to Colombia. I'm finding the biggest booty Latin girl, right? And I'm having a great time.
You say
I'm living
it's
life.
Colombia.
Colombia.
Colombo.
Colombia. What about you, Charles?
Yeah, what
You're
about you, Charles?
65. What would you do?
Yeah, where were you going?
I don't know, just I'm gonna go out around.
Don't be shy.
I'm not going all the way out of the country. I'd be like, hey, do you guys have any friends, coworkers that's single? just
Oh,
start
you're
asking
starting
around.
in the inner
you start-
circle.
you
Hell
start
yeah.
inner
Starting in the-
circle?
where, like the ring.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
there's more
Not
chance.
inner circle. The third ring. You get to
Yeah, the
start
third
with the third
ring.
ring. Yeah.
Because to me, I'm like, why am I going all the way to a different country, man? And you know, the only one is just money and opportunity.
Well, it's fine. I have money and opportunity to hang out. That's all I want. I just want to have a good time. I'm not trying to keep one.
Well, I mean, at 65, 67, like
Nah,
how
I'm
much
living life. Forget
just
that.
living life?
I'm probably have 2 girls, 3 girls at the same time. That's just me. You know.
Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, you're not looking for a
I've
relationship
been
no
stuck.
more.
I've been stuck for so long. My spouse just passed away. I'm sad. You know. I want
you gotta-
somebody to rub me.
So you got to play the sympathy card.
Yeah. Man, I'm lonely, man. I've been lonely for freaking 5-10 years. Hey, shoot, I need to go have some fun time. You know what I mean? I'm gonna die soon too, so I might as well have fun.
Go around looking for people with daddy issues.
Go back to you, Charles. What would you do?
Yeah, what would you do?
No,
man?
just like, you know, ask, just talking to people like I, you know, kind of know, acquaintances.
So city lights is your answer then?
Yeah, city lights. That's it right there. But I don't know, like, but if you're doing a trip to Colombia or Venezuela,
Take
like
me with you.
yeah, I'm not gonna say no to a trip. Like, who knows?
Yeah, I'll take you with me, man. Your answer be different by that.
See, my options all open. That's what I'm just saying.
Okay,
I'm
that's
open to
good.
all options.
What about you, Toby? Where you going?
Man, I'll be
65?
single, man. I ain't trying to look for nobody at 65,
what I'm talking
dude.
about, man.
I'm gonna be single. I'm like, you know what? I ain't got to worry about nothing no more. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yep.
So at 65, like, man, where am I gonna go? What am I gonna
Exactly.
do? I'm gonna sit here, enjoy my beer,
Yep.
relax, and go where I want to go. You know?
I don't know. At that age, I think it's more of a looking for companionship, somebody to just
Just go out to movies with, eat with, nothing serious.
So you're just not home alone.
I rather spend more time with my grandkids, teaching them.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
The
I
values
think
of
with
things.
grandparents, man, you
Yeah.
get more to, like, not your kids, but your grandkids.
Grandkids.
Right? So
Nephews,
my son ain't
nieces.
having no grandkids. I was like, bro, you need to step up your game.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause that way I could spend my time with the grandkids, you know, instead of going here, spending my time with some Sancha that I,
Yep.
you know,
No,
she
you're
might probably
right.
break me off. You know what I mean?
Break off the taquito for no reason.
Yeah, I come back like, you know, with a limp. Now I got to go to the doctor. Now I got to check out what's this thing is.
Shoot,
I
man,
don't
I'm going. I'm having a great time. I wouldn't be too stuck on relationship. I think
Nah.
just
You're right.
traveling, eating, having a good time.
I'll probably go off and try and finish off my bucket list.
Yeah.
Everything.
You better do it now because 65, you can't really do much, bro. You know? So
Go not parasailing, parachuting, going bungee jumping.
Damn.
Do they have an age limit?
nah, I don't think so. As long as you don't have a heart attack,
Yeah, I
you know,
don't
you're
give a
good,
shit.
you know?
See, I think by the time he hit 65, man, all these new drugs and these health stuff.
Yeah, what's up with you and drugs?
No. I mean,
Like a cyborg now, huh?
yeah, I think they're gonna create something where our skin ain't gonna look pale like that, right? And look old, where we just get a shot once a year and we're back to normal. I think it's gonna happen. If they could cure cancer and cure all these other things, what do you know, man? Our wee ain't gonna look 65, dude. Our taquito it's not gonna look 65 by that time in 30 something years. It
You
won't.
get an operation, get a 20-year-old dick.
That's what I'm saying. All they're gonna do is shoot, and we ain't gonna be like this no more.
Like 20-year-old and 20 inches?
I don't understand.
What were you saying? You do the extension too?
Extension 2, 3 more inches extension. Oh, man.
Oh man, now you're packing, bro.
Now you're packing. I also think that they're gonna come at where they reverse age cells.
Yeah.
Age cell to where when you hit certain age, you can look back to young, normal again. I think our technology is gonna go so advanced,
You talking about Benjamin Button?
all the way, dude. It's gonna happen.
So would
man.
you, if there was a technology like that, would you want to be younger, look younger?
Hell yeah. I'm going back 18, 17 again. I'm going to the NBA. I'm living my life, man. I'm doing
You
all
too,
that.
Charles? You feel the same way?
I don't know. Like, I wouldn't want to be immortal, but I would like to stop aging at a certain time. Like, I don't want to be 70 or 80 and like can't, take care of myself. Like, if I could just come back to where I'm functioning like this age and be 80 and still die, I'm okay with that. I don't want to be immortal.
You know how much knowledge I would have if I went back to 17, that maybe in, was it 2021 something?
Yeah, you'd
Dude,
be a
that'd be
god,
crazy.
huh?
Yeah. They'd be like, let's listen to Lucky. You know what I mean? That'd be some crazy shit. And then I asked one of the same question to my coworkers or friends. They said, nah, I'm already old by then, man. My brain's not functioning. I'd rather just die because there's no point in me living another life. And that's how I felt. I'm like, nah, that's for you. But for me, I'm going back. I want
Go back to my prime.
Yep, I want to
A couple more times.
Yep, second
Would you
time.
want to be immortal?
Would I want to be immortal?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think I want to be immortal because, like to me, I'm at a place in my life where I'm like, if I get to that age and I'm going to die, I'm going to die, like, okay, what's going to happen? I might come back, to this realm again, but as far as like, trying to be immortal, nah.
See, the reason I don't want to be immortal is because time's only valuable because you know that you have limited. But if you have abundance of it, it won't be valuable no more.
That's so true.
So you can just waste it all you want.
Yeah.
So
like,
if you were immortal, you would waste your time just watching TV?
probably. Like, what the fuck else am I going to do? Like, I don't have to worry about shit. Like, like I could just go and start over as many times as I want.
I think I feel different because, I've done skydiving, bungee jumping, so I've stared in the face of death, and I got attacked by like dogs and stuff. So, I see death, at points I'm like, shit, I'm gonna die, right? I'm gonna die. And then, so now it's like, fuck, man, once I face death already, it's like, dude, what else is there?
Yeah.
And I think for me, that's why I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to experience these exhilarating feelings. And then, if you're immortal, you won't be able to feel that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's just my train of thought.
Yeah. Man, marriage. I see
Take it back. Take it
take it back.
back.
Let's take it
Take
back.
it back.
That's what we're talking about.
I've seen even my group of friends, man, a lot of more people are becoming single because marriage to them is challenging or they're not ready for it. And even when I look at the landscape of our people are single, there's a lot of single people, man, that they don't want to get married, And I want to say that actually is okay. If you feel
fine.
like that's not your, because we get into this view of timeline of what we're supposed to be when we grow up. You get a job, you graduate school, you get a job, then you have babies, and you get married, have babies, whatever, right? Not everything is scripted that way.
Yep.
People believe that it's supposed to be that way because you're supposed to make your parents proud and all that. But man, I've seen people go to school, have a great time, and continue being single into their 40s or even 50. And that's okay, man. You don't have to be with that timeline, you know what I mean? And a lot of more independent women, I see that more with them. They're like, I don't need to do that timeline. I don't. that's not.
But I think
the
with
norm.
women, right? I think with women, it's more of a time is working against them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
like
sure.
if you're a single woman in your 30s and 40s, and you ain't got no kid, just know it's gonna be harder for you to have kids.
Right.
Versus the girl that are in their 20s, and this and that. It's gonna be easier for them, to have that family. So if they're single, they're doing, they're working, they're going after their career. It's gonna be their time is limited. As for us, we 65, we can still have a kid.
Right.
So if we're
Right.
trying to start a family, we're okay. But for the women, I think their days are numbers. So
Wow.
So why do you think people aren't getting married as much as they used to?
I think there's definitely a lot of different factors, but I think
Yeah.
the time, the opportunities to do other things, less stress as far as arguments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How many times do we hear couples fight about what they're gonna eat for dinner? You pick, I don't pick. We don't eat nothing. But I think the stress level, financial reasons, they don't want to take care of another person. Like someone can't pull their weight sometimes, and that's a big factor. Cheating, another part of it is cheating. They don't want to get cheated on. They're afraid to get cheated on.
they're afraid to get hurt.
Yeah, afraid to get hurt. Maybe
But how can you love without getting hurt?
Right. And
Yeah.
maybe they experience a bad relationship and they don't want to do that again. So people that I interview sometimes, they talk about that. Like, I've been in bad relationship, physical, emotional abuse. I don't want to deal with that, and it's stress free for me. I don't have to deal with that. So I think there's a lot of different factors, man. It's just that's yeah. Go ahead, Charles.
How important is marriage? Because to me, sometimes like you don't need to be married.
You don't.
Because
You don't.
There's a lot of people that I know that live together and they have kids and all that stuff, and they say, "Oh no, that's just my girlfriend, my boyfriend." I'm like, dude, if you live together already, that's a marriage.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to go down to downtown and sign paperwork for the
That's
government
so true,
to be a part
man.
of it.
There's no right there. There's no for the extreme folks. There's a definition for marriage, but I think for people who love each other, that's a marriage in itself.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong way to process that. I've seen people married through so long and they get a divorce after a few years. They're like, "What the hell happened? I thought you guys loved each other. I thought you said to death do us part." But now you're telling me you about to sign this divorce paper. So the marriage wasn't all that great as you shared it with everybody, So I think if you loved each other, that should be in the marriage. It doesn't mean a paper to identify it, to put you label that I got a piece of paper that says your marriage. I've seen marriage cheat on each other all the time, but they wrote on a piece of paper that they're married. Whereas this other couple who's living together, taking care of family.
It's like, I'm not married, my wife's married.
Exactly, my wife's married. Right? So,
Or I'm not married, my husband's married.
yep. Man, that is I see a lot of my Southeast Asian friends. They're not married legally on paper, but they love each other and that's all that matters. Take care of the baby and they have a happy family.
Yeah.
But the other ones are like, I need to write this shit down on paper to show the world.
But I think that comes from like an insecurity standpoint too, right? But it's that, and then the other side of it too is like, women want to get married. Yeah. I mean, maybe the guys like they want to get married too. Like it's official, right? Like, hey, your mind is in the eyes of the government. It's
Only one.
yeah, only one. You could love one, but you could like others.
Wait, you can love
That's
one,
another
but
thing
you
in
can make
marriage.
love to many.
That's another thing in marriage.
Right.
I hear this from the guys too. They always tell me, like, Lucky, am I tied down to one girl, one stroke, same stroke for the rest of my life?
In your therapy session?
No, sometimes they ask me that. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
just random guys. And some women too. I can't have one taquito the rest of my life.
That's hard,
Right?
right?
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah,
And
that's hard.
this brings up that great question about cheating and when is there not appropriate time to do all that, but that's the hard part
I
about
think
marriage. Man.
marriage is more like, because you're saying this, so marriage is one person, one this and that, right? It's love, is this and that, so you're going against your biological need as humans, as animals, right? And so it's like, all right, well, as men, we're supposed to spread our seed far and wide, wherever it is, right?
Procreate.
Yeah. That's our purpose.
Yeah.
And a woman's purpose is more like creating life, bringing life into this world.
Right.
It's a very important job, and I think it gets skewed where when you get married, it's like, dang, okay, this is me, this is that. You have to do this now. Now you can't listen to that animal instinct that you have, like you have to try to control it. But as you get older, I think it's easier to control.
Yeah.
But when you're younger, fuck, that's hard, But as you're older in your 30s and 40s, it's much more easier to tame that beast,
Wow.
Is it because we have less hormones? Or why is it easier once you're older?
I think we evolve in stages, right? And so when we get all of that during our peak, right? Our peak fucking age, right?
Years,
years, right?
Yeah.
And so once we get 30s and 40s, now we don't value that anymore. We value like relationship. We value like our purpose and stuff now. As for before we didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, look at high school. Dude, that college.
Yeah.
Everybody's sleeping with each other.
Exactly.
You
can do 5 rounds a day in college.
So you can do 5 rounds back to back in college.
Back to back and still be okay.
I'd be looking at it like, damn, man, I got a lot of energy. I'm
my
sweating
God,
really
that
good.
guy lucky. Woo.
So, Charles, to recap, kind of coming to end of our session, what do you feel? Can you give a little take about marriage for the young viewers out there too who are thinking about marriage? Is it something to be scared about? Is something to explore? What is kind of your take on marriage?
Well, for me, like marriage is there's 2 different marriage. One, it's signing paperwork for with the government, letting everybody know, hey, we're official on paper.
Right.
But to me, a real marriage is when 2 people love each other and take care of each other, whether it is on paper or if your friends and family know that you guys are officially husband and wife or not. But if you guys are here together and you guys take care of each other and raise a family together, that's to me is the marriage. Yep. So don't worry about what other people think about your relationship as long as it worked for you. Mm-hmm. So to me, that is the marriage.
Yeah, for me, I think marriage is, like you said, it's on paper, right? But the biggest thing is commitment, right? If you commit yourself to this person or that person, you got to stick with it, And for guys, for me, my code is kind of like if you say you're going to do something, then, you need to live by it and you need to die by it. So if you give your heart to a girl or you give your heart to a guy, that vow means something, right? But you don't need that paper to say, hey, to validate it, and the only validation you need is just, each other, you know. But people forget that you have more than one soulmate in this world. So maybe in this lifetime you're with this person, but the next lifetime you ain't gonna be with that person again, So it's not forever, So
wait, why do you think people have more than one soulmate in their life?
Well, you're here more than once on Earth.
Yeah.
I mean, in your last lifetime, you're gonna fall in love with somebody else, and the previous life before that, you're gonna love somebody else.
Right.
So they are still your soulmate, right? But in this lifetime, you owe it to this person. Is your soulmate now, but you might come across this other person that you remember, oh shoot, I have this connection with this person, or this person feels special.
Yeah.
There's something there, but you don't know that connection's there, but there's something there, and it's like, oh shoot, now do you break this marriage to go pursue that?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have more than one soulmate for sure.
Yeah, because in our culture, we have this thing called bun. So when we have we do bun together, that means we are building a relationship for the next life.
Right.
And I mean, with so many reincarnation, you have built that with so many different souls.
Yep.
So that's why, like Toby, I think there's more than one soulmate. I mean, to each soulmate, it all depends on how much bun you guys created together. That's why
how much time you have with each other is the bun that you create together.
Right.
And so, like I said, with marriage here, it gets skewed with American laws, so, but just know you have more than one soulmate out there. You have hundreds of wives, hundreds of husbands, and you don't even know.
Yeah.
And you could have been like gay lovers back in the days.
Yep.
And now you're born a whole different sex.
Yeah.
So
I think for our viewers, this take, like I personally think marriage is challenging. It's not easy. It's not for everybody, but can it work? Yes, it can. Really echoing what Charles and Toby said too. Like if you love each other and that's the purpose of your marriage, then everybody else's opinion doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And you don't need no validation on a piece of paper or anything. Know your spouse's love language. Coming from a therapy background, I think that's important. That's crucial. If you're looking forward into marriage, have those conversations with your spouse. Understand your rights and wrongs, do's and don'ts. People have different opinions on certain things, and it can affect a marriage in the future when you're arguing about finances, when you're arguing about, do I hit the child or not hit our child together? Yeah. So those are a lot of different factors, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of patience. There's things that you're not going to get along with. There's fights all the time. So those are things that play in a household, in a marriage. So if you're ready for that, then, the opportunity's there. But if you're not, like some of my single friends, stay single. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
And for the folks who are having trouble in their marriage, go seek help, go seek counseling. And if you're thinking about divorce, be for a good reason, good reason why you're divorcing, and still be compatible with the spouse as you're going through your transition. Yeah. I know it's hard, but that's something that can create a healthy relationship in the future. And also if there are kids involved, then it doesn't affect the kids too much, that the parents still love each other in some way. Remember, just because we love each other, it doesn't mean that we're meant to be with each other. So
okay,
let's go.
I
didn't know
we recapping this, man.
You can love each other differently.
Love each other differently.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us, hit the
ding dong,
the bell notification. Hit that bell button on YouTube.
Right.
Our YouTube channel, we want to increase the volume of it as well. So please share that with your friends, okay? And then the comments, we love that. We respond. So please leave a message for us and we'll get back to you, okay?
We like it when you guys talk shit to us and comment us. We love the praises.
Yes.
We love the praise. Charles loves the praises. They hit his
it hits him.
Make my head a little bit bigger.
Yes.
So luckyมันบุกใจหลาย
And get ready for that transformation, because I'm going to be looking different in a couple months.
Right. Ladies love Lucky, huh?
Let's go. Ladies love Lucky.
All right, guys. Thank you.
See ya.